What's up, Tan and J-Man Show Nation? This is Tanner Lee, one half of the Tan and J-Man Show. And on behalf of myself and my co-host, Josh the J-Man Munt, we want to thank you for listening to our podcast. While you're at it, on whatever platform you're listening on, please hit that subscribe button. And if it happens to be on Apple Podcasts, please give us a rating and review. That really helps us out. If you're interested in watching our show is recorded live every Monday from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch that on the ISC Sports Network, on the free ISC Sports Network app, on the ISC Sports Network Facebook page, and their Twitter page. While you're at it, on those social media channels, please give us a like on our Facebook page. Please give us a follow on our Twitter and Instagram page at Tan and J-Man Show. And if you want to support our podcast and look great doing so, we have a merchandise store. You can go to any of our social media pages, click the link, click Tan and J-Man Show store, and you'll find whatever you're looking for. Short sleeve t-shirts, long sleeve t-shirts, coffee mugs, you name it, we got it. So thanks again for supporting the podcast. Now sit back, relax, and here comes another exciting brand new episode of the Tan and J-Man Show.
We're back at it with another episode of the Tan and J-Man Show on this, is it the first day of summer, or was that yesterday?
That was yesterday.
It's cold. Second day of summer.
Second day of summer. Happy belated Father's Day to everybody.
Yes, sir.
To all the fathers out there.
We have some pretty good dads.
Yeah, we do.
We got pretty lucky.
We did. You can say that again.
Loaded show again tonight, as always.
What are we going to be covering, J-Man?
Baseball. Basketball. Golf. Probably some more baseball.
More baseball.
Some NCAA stuff. That's all I got. But we got Birdie, Bogey. We got On This Day. We have Word Association. No presidents this week.
I'm looking forward to that.
How you doing tonight there, Tito?
Doing good. Ready to talk some sports?
Let's do it.
Ready to get kicked off with some Birdie, Bogey?
Oh, yeah. You say I might get this one this week.
You might.
We'll see.
You might. That's why I don't want to write you off yet, but don't want to book it that you'll get it right either.
Book it.
So, all right. I can't think of his first name now. This is going great. Booker, who plays for the Suns.
Devin.
I knew it started with a D. I want to say Devontae. He was a running back for the Broncos.
It would start with an S, though.
Devin Booker. He was the fourth Kentucky guy drafted in the 2015 NBA draft.
15?
Name the three other Kentucky players that were drafted ahead of him.
That's tough. I know one. Two drafted ahead of him.
2 for a par, 3 for a birdie.
All right. Birdie Bogey brought to you by Noble Gnome LLC. From fresh, locally grown, nutrient-dense produce from Bryce and Katie Romine of Mentone, Indiana. Like them on Facebook, follow them on Instagram, and check out their website, noblegnomellc.com. They were at the Kosciuszko County Farmers and Artisans Markets on Saturday, where they had green onion, lettuce, cucumber, kale, turnips, radish, chard, cherry tomatoes, fennel, garlic scapes, jalapeno and serrano peppers, rosemary, thyme, cilantro, and mint. I'm sure they'll have all of those things at the Kosciuszko County Farmers Market again. You can also get veggies delivered to your home. You can find their products on Market Wagon and get them delivered to your door. See their site for more details, and be sure to search for Noble Gnome in their search bar to find all of their available produce. That is marketwagon.com.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Straightforward.
I honestly didn't know that was coming. I saw that announcement like everybody else over the weekend on their social media. So, no excuse not to get your veggies now.
Get them.
Get them
fresh and crispy.
Heard what the man said.
Get your veggies.
Don't make J-Man mad.
No.
Won't like when he's angry.
Don't like me when I'm angry.
I think Bruce Banner's scary when he turns green. Well, watch out for Josh Ma.
Wait till I turn green.
Oh, man. Speaking of green, Jon Rahm made a lot of green yesterday.
Johnny, the Spaniard.
Won the U.S. Open. His first major victory in his young career. You knew it was going to happen.
Eventually.
Soon.
Yeah.
It wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when. Mm-hmm. He was going to get the memorial done for back-to-back years a few weeks ago and then had to drop out because he was positive with COVID. But he was the favorite coming in this week and he proved Vegas right.
Yeah, pretty cool story coming back from being quarantined, and then wins the first tournament back, and it happened to be a major, so pretty cool.
Yeah, he was, he was in it yesterday. Going in yesterday, I think he was 3 or 4 shots back, but everybody that was within about 5 or 6 really was in contention because you knew the leaders were going to come back a little bit. Sunday at the U.S. Open, it's as hard as the golf course gets, and just grinded all day. Only had one birdie, only had one bogey, threw in a couple birdies, including a birdie on 17 and 18. Made two really good putts, and got it done. I still thought Louis might catch him, but Louis Oosthuizen made a big mistake on 17, hit it in the penalty area. Still gave himself an incredible look at par. Might have been the par of his career if he could have capitalized, but missed it. Got a bogey. Ended up birdieing the 18, but didn't matter. He lost by one. Louis Oosthuizen, that was his sixth runner-up in a major.
Yeah.
He's won one. He won the 2010 Open Championship, but he's been runner-up in all the rest of the majors. This was his sixth runner-up.
If he would have won even just two of those
Hall of
six,
Famer.
you'd be talking Hall of Fame. Yeah.
I mean, he's tough. He's just something. He's good in non-majors too, but something about majors just brings the best out of him. Kind of like it does Brooks Koepka, who was putter kind of let him down yesterday. He was in the mix. Bryson DeChambeau had the lead at the turn. We're thinking he's going to go back-to-back U.S. Opens. Then he fell apart unlike anybody I've ever seen in the pros for 9 holes. Just collapsed. Started off with 2 bogeys, then slipped on the, I think it was the 13th tee box on the par 5, ended up taking a double or triple, and he took an 8 coming in on one hole. He was awful, and he let his emotions get the best of him. Your boy Rory McIlroy was hanging around for a while, but had a few too many bogeys coming in to get it done. But good tournament, fun tournament. I thought NBC did a good job, and now 3 of the 4 majors are done. The Open Championship, or the British Open, that a lot of people call it. It's the 4th and final major next month.
Man, major seasons are
just
almost
flying
over.
by. I don't know how many people they're going to have at the Open. Originally, it was going to be none, but then they decided there's going to be some, but probably not too many. Mm-hmm. It was still limited capacity out in California, in San Diego area, and Torrey Pines for the U.S. Open, but still, when they showed the leaders, of course, a majority of the crowd's going to follow the leaders, so it still looked like there was a bunch of people, and when Rahm made those birdie putts on 17 and 18, it looked like it was a packed gallery. So, looking forward to it. Got the Travelers Championship this week, and then the Rocket Mortgage Championship up in Detroit next week. So cool. Decent tournaments coming up, but all roads lead to the Open Championship now, and then after that it'll be the FedEx Cup Championship and the Olympics and the Ryder Cup. That didn't happen last year.
I saw a stat today, and I hope I don't screw it up, but Xander Schauffele has played in 17 majors in his career. He has 9 top 10s.
He's 5 for 5 in the U.S. Open top 10s.
Insane.
Yep, I was going to bring that U.S. Open stat up. I did not know the rest of that, but he's another one. It's just a matter of when, not if. But a lot of people said that about Ricky Fowler too, and Ricky's now in his 30s, still looking. Yeah. But Ricky is going to be a dad to be. Him and his wife Allison announced today a baby girl's on the way in November, so maybe that will bring Rick some good luck, and he'll get in the winner's circle again soon. Still would like to see what he would have done in the U.S. Open because he's been playing well lately, but he is in the field of Travelers this week and Detroit next week. So hopefully he can get a win under his belt. He is qualified for the Open Championship, but fun U.S. Open. My pick, Cameron Smith, didn't even make the cut. He did, however, on Friday, snap a club over his leg and throw it.
Nice.
Yeah.
You don't see a pro do that too often.
No, you usually don't throw it, at least when they snap it, but yep, that was a great pick by Tanner. So sorry for anybody if they went and put some money on one of the betting apps on my advice. Don't listen to me from now on.
If you would have won, they would have won a ton of money.
J-Man did better. Roy got top 10. So.
Oh, yeah, he did. It's my book at Magic.
The curse is so real.
The curse is so real.
The curse is real. I mean, Rory has won this year, but he's never won when Josh has picked him. And he hasn't won a major since 2014 when he won the PGA Championship at Valhalla. And we've been doing this show since November of 2016, and Josh has picked him for every single major. I'm pretty darn sure it's been every single one.
Yeah,
I don't think there was any at the beginning. You might have picked somebody else until this trend started.
Yeah,
but
I think I started about 2 years ago. I'm just gonna pick Ricky Fowler, pick Rory McIlroy every single tournament. And
now it's just caught on, and the curse is real.
It's bad.
Put it on a shirt. Put it on a shirt.
Yeah,
so,
put it on a shirt.
Like I said, fun tournament. Enjoyed watching it. I didn't watch. I watched a good decent amount Thursday and Friday, but didn't watch much Saturday. But yesterday I watched pretty much the whole thing. And the great thing about having it on the West Coast was for Eastern time zone person, even Central time zone, it's on till late night. Mm-hmm. It was on yesterday from like noon to 10. So.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah. Speaking of shirts, go get yourself some merch. on the Tan and J-Man Show store.com.
Got it.
Got it right that
You
time.
got it.
It's not the Tan
He's
and
learning.
J-Man store. Get your merch.
Tan
We
and
have
J-Man Show.
shirts. We have hoodies. We have beer mugs. Some
Pint glasses.
Pint glasses, sorry. Same thing.
You can have a cold one or your beverage of choice. We're not going to judge.
Did I say tank tops already? I think I did.
I think you did. Long sleeve shirts, short sleeve shirts.
We even got masks
coffee mugs
on there if you want
masks,
to get masks. Yeah.
stickers.
All sorts of stuff.
All kinds of things.
Go get yourself some stuff.
Yeah. No promo codes going right now, but there could be in the near future. So keep your eyes out on our social channels, which you can like us on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Tan and J-Man Show.
You want to talk some baseball?
Sure.
Cubs had a rough week this week. They've had a rough month offensively, but this past week they went just 2-5. Knew it was going to be a tough one there in New York against the Mets, facing really good starting pitching. Cubs only had the starting pitching advantage once, and that was Monday, and even then it wasn't a huge advantage for them. But they did manage to win the final game of that series against Marcus Stroman. Kyle Hendricks was fantastic. Then we were hoping for an easy weekend against the Marlins, and that proved to be not the case at all, where they gave up 10 runs on...
They kind of own the Cubs, don't they?
Right. The past 2 years, yeah. Or the past, year and a half.
And,
lost those 2 games in the playoffs last year, and then 2 out of 3 this past weekend, where they gave up 10 runs on Friday, 11 runs on Saturday. Luckily... who pitched yesterday for the Cubs? It was Alec Mills.
Don't look at me.
5 shutout, and the bullpen
help.
came in and did what the bullpen does. But some really bad trends so far this June offensively. Wilson Contreras is hitting 188 this month. He has a 250 on base.
bueno.
396 slugging. Not great. Anthony Rizzo's only hitting 239 with a 271 on base, a 478 slugging. Eric Sogard has a 560 OPS this month. Javi Baez is hitting 122 this month with a 157 on base and a 306 slugging. Chris Bryant's hitting 137 this month with a 214 on base and a 216 slugging. He got hit on the hand on Tuesday. And he's 1 for 14 cents with a single.
He always gets hurt when he gets beamed, it seems like.
He always starts to slump a little bit when he has some sort of nagging injury.
Sure.
And I'm sure the wrist had something to do with it. You wish they'd just put him on the injured list. His time would be already 5 days, or it'd be half done already. They would have just done that. You could have kept him out this week, whatever, be back Friday. But no, they like to have guys play through injuries, and I understand why they did it, because they're just so banged up right now with Nico Horner on the injured list, David Bogey on the injured list, Matt Duffy on the injured list, whole litany of guys on the injured list.
The list goes on.
Ian Happ this month is hitting 104 with a 173 on base and a 250 slugging. Jason Hayward hitting 125 this month with a 243 on base, a 219 slugging. Jason Hayward and Ian Happ are being penciled in pretty much every day at this point. Patrick Wisdom's been on a tear this month. OPS of 960. He has 6 homers. Sergio Alcantara, who plays second, has an 863 OPS this month. Far better offensive and defensive player than Eric Sogard. Yet David Ross continues to put Sogard in the lineup for some reason. Patrick Wisdom, far better offensive player than Jason Hayward. He's a really good defensive third baseman. He should be playing every day at third base.
Does he have a high baseball IQ?
He's very wisdomous.
Wisdom, yeah. I was hoping he's
Very,
smart.
very wisdomous. But again, David Ross is relying on these veterans that just aren't getting it done. You have guys on the bench that are getting it done, and they need to play every day. You've seen enough of Jason Hayward to know this is who he is. His time's coming to an end. Need to stop worrying about the contract at this point and how much money he's making. Put your best players out there. Ian Happ has to start hitting her. They're going to have to send him down or something. He has been absolutely miserable this year, hitting under 190. I think he's actually hitting under 180, to be honest. Some good offensive numbers, as I said. Wisdom and Alcantara having a good month. Jock Peterson's been great this month.
I see a lot of jock bomb tweets.
He's fun. He's been a really good fit for the clubhouse. He seems like a really good dude, having a lot of fun. Has a 922 OPS this month with 7 homers. But as a team, they're hitting 182. Only have a 241 on base percentage this month and only a 381 slugging. Has to turn around. A lot of it has to do with, again, Nico Horner was a huge part of how good their offense was in May. Blows out his hamstring. He is getting close to a rehab assignment within the next probably week or so. So hopefully he'll be back within the next week or 2 weeks. Matt Duffy, who knows, but he's another guy that you could pencil him in there hitting 6th, and you knew he was going to make contact, where those guys at the bottom of the order yesterday was the worst bottom 4. It was either yesterday or Saturday. I think it was Saturday. Was the worst bottom 4 I've ever seen the Cubs have in a lineup. Eric Sogard hit 5th. Ian Happ hitting 6th. Jason Hayward hitting 7th. Jose Lobaton hitting 8th. Awful. Their backup catching position has been the worst in baseball. They're collectively hitting under 150 this year. They have to upgrade that as much as they have to upgrade starting pitching, because Wilson Contreras has caught the second most innings in Major League Baseball this year, and that's probably part of the reason why he's struggling right now. It's just because he's worn out. They haven't had many off days lately. Luckily, they'll have one on Wednesday. They have to fix that. Have to somehow get some of these guys hitting. Hopefully Chris Bryant's just in a little bit of a slump and he's not like seriously injured. But again, starting pitching hasn't been great. This month, the starters' ERA is 5.84, which is worse than it was in April. They were awful in April. The only constant they've had this month, and really for the past probably 6 or 7 weeks, has been Kyle Hendricks. He's won each of his last 7 starts with an ERA of right around 2.5-ish. Adbert Alzolay is back tonight, which will be nice to have him back, because he had been one of their more consistent guys. He had a blister issue 2 weeks ago. Now he's back. It's getting time where they have to make a decision on Jake Arrieta. He has 4 starts this month. ERA is 9. Over his last 8 starts, his ERA is right around 8. He has to pitch right now just because they don't have anyone else, but Jed Hoyer has to go out, make a trade for a starter soon, or you're going to end up having to sell at the deadline because you're so far out of it because the starting pitching's so bad. Luckily, the bullpen has been just ridiculously good this year. In this month, in particular, 2.49 ERA this month. Ryan Tepera, Craig Kimbrell, and Andrew Chafin have a 47 1/3 inning scoreless streak combined. Tepera has the 3rd longest scoreless streak in the majors, hasn't given up an earned run since May 7th. Kimbrell has 20 saves, has an ERA of 0.61, hasn't given up an earned run since May 15th. Andrew Chafin hasn't given up an earned run since May 7th. So you get to the 7th inning, just feels like the ball game's over if you have the lead. So hopefully that can continue, but again, it seems like every single week I'm saying Cubs have to get more length out of the starting rotation. David Ross keeps hitting the nail on the head. Have to get more length out of the rotation. He's almost begging the front office to go and make a trade for a starting pitcher. And the starting pitching market is absurd. Some of these guys that you wouldn't think would require much to give up for are like they're putting it at top prospect. You have to give up the top prospect for a guy like Kyle Gibson, who has who's been in the league 10 years and has an ERA of well over 4 in his career. But that's just where it's at right now. And with the whole substance thing that pitchers use, spider tack, that sort of stuff, they say it's going to be difficult to really judge starting pitchers because now you're just going to have 5 weeks until the trade deadline. Who knows if a lot of these guys' success comes from having this sort of sticky substance. And, we see it. They're going to start checking tonight randomly. It sounds like they're going to check them starting pitchers 2 to 4 times an outing. Jacob deGrom, they checked him. I saw what they were doing. They were checking his glove. They were checking his hat. They were checking his hands.
Like going through airport security.
Yeah, it is. It's like TSA out there checking them. And so Jacob deGrom decided to throw no ball under 100 miles an hour in his start in the first inning.
That'll do it.
He's a machine. But
I don't think he's human.
I don't either. He's like Albert Pujols was back in the mid-2000s. I'm no machine. But we've already seen an injury. Tyler Glasnow. The stupid thing Major League Baseball did was do this in the middle of the season. They had all offseason because people knew they were doing it last year. Had all offseason to do something. Give them time to kind of get used to it. Now guys are having to kind of change their mechanics, and we've already seen Tyler Glasnow get hurt, and he might be out for the entire season. They're not allowing him to use sunscreen because sunscreen mixed with rosin.
That's smart.
Stupid.
So let somebody, that's what I'm saying. Let somebody get burnt and potentially skin cancer or something.
Right. They're not going to let them do that. It's just Major League Baseball making the wrong decisions on this. They did need to do something with
It's crazy how fast they cracked down on this, though. And there's other issues in the past that have been as serious as this, if not more, and then dragged their feet.
Yeah.
But
I just think there's too much outcry.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know why they couldn't wait till the end of the year.
Right.
If you get caught, you're suspended 10 days with pay.
Is that enough?
With pay.
Yeah.
Should be without pay. Once again, though, it hurts. It doesn't really punish the players at all, but it hurts the franchise and the team because they will not be able to bring someone up for that roster spot, so they'll have to play one person down. But as they did with the Astros situation, no players got in trouble whatsoever. But the front office, they got fined. Front office was canned. The manager was banned for a year. Start punishing the players for this.
Yeah.
That's all I got on that.
No, you're right,
issue. Else around baseball, I have a few.
Yankees had a good week.
Yankees had a really good. They needed a good week.
Swept the Blue Jays, took 2 or 3 from the A's.
They can't stop turning triple plays.
3 of them.
2 of them to end ball games too this year, which is insane.
Yeah.
As I said, though, going back to the Cubs, it feels like they're playing this awful stretch, and they're going to be terrible. And it just feels like they're terrible. But in this brutal stretch, they're 7-6 over the last 2 weeks. People need to calm down.
Including you.
I'm fine. I never jumped off.
Are you fine?
Never jumped off.
Yeah, you haven't.
Wander Franco will be the first ever major leaguer born in the year 2001.
Rays bringing him up?
Number 1 prospect in all of baseball. The Tampa Bay Rays are bringing him up. He, in his career in the minor leagues, is hitting over 330.
Yeah, Julio's kid, I take it?
I don't think there's any sort of relation whatsoever.
I just figured
maybe Julio's grandson.
There's so many prodigies up in baseball right now. I just figured here's another one.
Yeah, there's quite a few. You look, I saw a guy did a all-time lineup of like dads and sons, and it was the sons would wipe the floor with the dads. It's insane. But he is an absolute superstar. He plays shortstop. He's 20 years old. I'm going to go look up his stats right now. He has only played just 3 years in the minor leagues. In 2018, as a 17-year-old, he hit .351.
Should have been taking algebra class.
He probably smarter than both of us, too, combined. He's better at baseball, smarter than us.
I won't argue.
2019, at 18 years old, he's facing pitchers that are 22, 23 years old. Hit .327, struck out only 35 times in 495 plate appearances.
Pretty good ratio.
This year, 20 years old in AAA, he's hit .315. He's hit 7 homers. He's slugging .586. This dude's going to be an absolute superstar.
Time to move him up.
It was time, and that's why the Rays traded their starting shortstop, Willie Adames, to the Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, they had to trade him to the Milwaukee Brewers. Shohei Ohtani is in the Home Run Derby, which is fun for us.
Hitting some bombs.
Everyone in the Angels organization should get fired for letting it happen, but it's fun for us. This was his week this past week. He won American League Player of the Week. Tuesday, hit a homer. Wednesday, hit a homer. Thursday, threw 6 innings, gave up 1 run, got a W. Friday, hit 2 homers. Saturday, hit a homer. Sunday, hit a homer.
It's a pretty good week. One of the better weeks I've ever heard of.
He might end up winning MVP after...
Who else is in the Derby? Do we know yet?
They haven't announced. Javier Baez said he's not going to be in it if they ask him. He was in it back in... It was in Washington, 2018.
Speaking of Washington, Schwarber had a good weekend.
Schwarber has 5 homers the past 2 games. He was National League Player of the Week.
3 in 1 game.
I miss those Schwarbs. I wish they would have kept him and got rid of Hayward and let Jock Peterson out there and ride. That would have been a nice little tandem with Jock and Schwarbs, but can't go in the past and change it. I was actually wrong on the Tepera, Chafin, and Kimbrel combined score streak. It's 49 in the 3rd inning. That was 2 innings off.
Wow. So, Mark it down.
Mark it down. Yeah, Schwarbs is a fun guy to have in the Derby if he were to be in it.
Yep.
Remember him going toe-to-toe with Harper in Washington that same year. That was a fun one. Harper cheated. And it should have been Schwarber that won, but Harper had to cheat.
What year did Jock Peterson win? Or did he win?
Yeah, he put on a show in... Was it in Cleveland he put on? No, that was Pete Alonso that won in Cleveland. But I think Jock Peterson put on a show in Cleveland. He didn't win, though.
Remember, Todd Frazier won in Cincinnati.
Yeah, that was the first year they did
shook.
That was the first year they did the timed thing instead of the 10 outs.
Place was shaking.
The Arizona Diamondbacks continue to embarrass.
They're awful. They've won 2 games dating back to May something or other.
Yeah.
And the Yankees have turned all 3 triple plays in that time span. They're terrible.
The Diamondbacks have lost 17 in a row. They've lost 31 of their last 33 and have lost 40 of their last 45.
Call up the single A team.
5-40 over their last 45 games. They have fired more hitting coaches, too, than they have wins this month.
Chili Davis isn't one of them, was he?
Chili Davis has already been fired this year by the Mets.
All right.
It didn't take long. They have lost 5 of 40. The Diamondbacks are 14-49 in games that took exactly 9 innings this year. That is a 162-game pace of 36-126.
That's historically bad.
It might be the worst team of all time.
Yeah, didn't see that coming.
Pitching's awful. They have the worst pitching in the sport. They're awful. Kenley Jansen, the Dodgers closer, has more saves in Diamondbacks game than any Diamondbacks pitcher does.
These are funny.
I know. I don't like Bob Brenly, and he got in trouble for some racist-ish comments he made. And so it does not break my heart to see the Arizona Diamondbacks at 26.5 games out already.
They're done.
They're done. You can mark it down now. I don't think they're coming back from that much. They're 20-53.
They could clone the prime of Randy Johnson and Schilling, and it still wouldn't help them.
You could put the 2001 Diamondbacks
Clone
in their
them
prime on this roster, and they wouldn't even get to 500. Again, they're 33 games under 500 already, 73 games into the year. That's miserable.
Not good.
No. Goodness.
What else is going on around the league?
Tampa Bay had a okay week. Actually, not that good of a week because Boston overtook them for first place there. But as I said, the Rays are going to get that shot in the arm from I already forgot his name.
Franco.
Wander Franco. The White Sox are still winning the AL Central, though they had a tough weekend in Houston. Houston and Oakland are tied at the top in the West. Padres find themselves 5 games out all of a sudden behind the Giants, who could just continue to win. Continue to win. Dodgers are just a game and a half out. It seems like they're starting to hit their stride. Cubs and Brewers are tied up atop the NL Central. Cubs only went 2-5 this week, but so did the Brewers. The Reds went 3-4. They swept the Brewers early in the week, but then lost.
The fans thought they were back.
Yep, lost all 4 in San Diego, including a heartbreaker where they came back and scored 4 runs in the top of the 9th and on Thursday against I think it was Thursday against Mark Melanson there in the 9th inning to take a 4-2 lead, and then they gave up 2 two-run homers in the 9th to lose. That's the kind of loss that you could turn into 10 or 11 in a row, but I'm not sure who they play this week. But
I'll look it up.
That was the thing, though. That's the way this National League Central is going to be all year long. No team's really superb, I would say. They have probably 4 solid teams, I'd say, and it's almost a coin flip of who's winning the division. I think the Brewers, Cubs, and probably Cardinals are the top 3.
The Reds are at the Twins.
That's right. They play the Twins. I know the Reds have a really tough schedule this, next 3 or 4 weeks. Then they host the Braves. The Braves are still 3 games under 500. Still think the Braves are going to start winning again, but they just haven't done it.
Yankees host the Royals and travel to Boston.
Cubs have 2 against the Cleveland Indians tonight, starting in Wrigley, and then Major League Baseball does the Cubs no favors for the 10th year in a row, it feels like. Gives them 4 games against the Los Angeles Dodgers out on the West Coast.
Another late nights for J-Man.
Luckily, it's the weekend, so only one real late night for the J-Man, but hopefully they can find a way to beat the Indians, and hopefully they can win 1 in Los Angeles.
Yeah, Friday night, game was over in second inning.
Yeah, they gave up 5, I think, in the second. Zach Davies was awful.
So it was 10-2 in a hurry, and it didn't get any better.
Yeah, Cubs got Jock Peterson led off with a homer. I'm like, all right, here we go again. We're going to get on a roll. And then Zach Davies hung a changeup with the bases loaded to Adam Duvall with 2 outs, and he hit it about 900 feet. And it was game over. But
Moonshot.
It was Adam Duvall. I think they gave up 4 homers to him this past week.
Is he a new Cub
3
killer?
or 4. He might be. I mean, he wasn't
Who
really with...
Who is the ultimate Cub killer in the league right now?
Eugenio Suarez with the Reds. I mean, he's played... I'm going to go look up his stats against the Cubs. He has over 40 homers in his career.
I mean, I know ones we can name from the past, but I was curious who's active.
Paul Goldschmidt's been a Cub killer. But Suarez, Suarez is a good hitter. He hasn't been good the past couple years. But against the Cubs in his career, it's something real stupid. He's only played 106 games. He has 28 homers. I'm sorry. I thought it was 40. But 28 homers, the most he has against anyone else is against the Brewers, and he has 21. But it seems like he mashes Cubs pitching. It's been more so the past probably previous 3 or 4 years than it has been since 2020. But it just seems like he's always hitting the ball hard against Votto. It's another one. Ryan Braun.
He had a nice video go viral over the weekend.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
He got kicked out of a game. His number one fan, favorite player in baseball, this little girl, was there just to see Joey Votto.
Her first game, I believe.
First baseball game she's ever been to. So excited to see her favorite player, Joey Votto, and then Votto gets kicked out real early. But the Reds invited her back, and Votto signed a ball for her. It's a pretty cool moment. Yeah. Nothing will ever make me like him, but that was nice.
I was going to say, great job being an example of a role model there, Joey, but then you kind of make up for it.
Yeah. But
cool viral video.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. You got anything else baseball-wise?
No, I think you covered everything.
I have a trivia question for you.
Uh-oh.
Don't look at my screen.
Nope. Too late.
So, in the 2000s decade, so from 2000 to 2009 or 10, there are 6 quarterbacks with 4+ Pro Bowl appearances from 2000 to 2009. Who are those 6?
I know one. I actually saw your screen. Mm-hmm. So one's Jeff Garcia.
Jeff Garcia.
I would have never got
I know.
that.
He would have been the one that I didn't think you'd get.
Can you repeat the question? All I have Jeff Garcia.
So now there's 5 besides Jeff Garcia.
2000, 2009.
2000 to 2009 had 4 Pro Bowl appearances. Can you name the other 5 guys?
Brett Favre.
Yep.
Peyton Manning.
Yep.
Tom Brady.
Yep.
So I'm missing one more.
You're missing 2.
2 more. Michael Vick.
Nope.
2000, 2009. 2009. Oh, I don't know if he did. Drew Brees?
Yep. Oh. One more.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Donovan McNabb.
Oh, wouldn't have guessed that one. Played for about 1 million teams.
Yeah.
I would not have given Jeff. I feel bad. I looked at your screen.
That's all right.
I actually thought it was Kaepernick at first, and then I saw number 5.
Yeah. Yeah, 4 Pro Bowls for Jeff Garcia. Would have never guessed.
Let's see. He played for the Niners, played for the Eagles, played for the Browns.
He played for the Lions, too. Or am I just... He only played 10 years, and he made 4 Pro Bowls.
I think most of them probably for San Francisco.
He did play for the Lions in 2005.
The Lions, man, they're terrible.
He played for Tampa Bay for 2 years.
Oh, yeah. Man, he got around on teams.
Yeah. He's a solid quarterback.
Yeah, he was.
Nothing special for a guy that made 4 Pro Bowls.
A winner.
Yeah.
One
That's
or
a good team.
Well, yeah.
He was a 29-year-old rookie.
Grinder.
He was a 29-year-old rookie.
That makes Brandon Whedon look young.
It does. It's our age. Let's go throw the pigskin around.
Yeah. My back's in great shape.
You ready to be educated?
Always.
On this day in... let's see. I should have... 1938, baseball's Pinky Higgins got his 12th straight hit. They need to bring back nicknames like that.
Where the hell he got a name like that?
Pinky.
Or his Pinky was like crooked.
Most of them are. If they play like infield or something, they're throwing him. 1939, New York Yankees announced Lou Gehrig's retirement after doctors reveal he has amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS. Lou Gehrig's disease. On this day in 1946, Bill Veeck buys baseball team Cleveland Indians for $2.2 million.
Wait, Billy? Wonder what they're valued at now.
Probably at least $900 million, I would say. Maybe $1 billion.
I'll look it up.
1950, Joe DiMaggio gets his 2,000th career hit.
He was pretty good.
Not too shabby. Who won the 1965 U.S. Open men's golf?
1965 U.S. Open. 65. Let's go with, I don't know if this guy won a U.S. Open. Probably didn't. Gary Player.
Gary Player is correct.
Holy
there
cow,
you
what
go
a poll.
there, T-Dog.
What a poll.
Who won in 1970?
Nicholas.
Tony Jacklin. Never heard of him.
The Browns. That's the Browns. That's not the Indians. I'm still working on the... I haven't heard of Jacklin either.
1971.
Johnny Miller.
Lee Trevino.
Okay, good.
Won a second Open by 3 strokes in a Monday 18-hole playoff with Jack Nicklaus.
You know, I make fun of Johnny Miller a lot, and I don't like the guy. I think he's one of the worst commentators ever, and he's the worst golf commentator that ever was. And I knew he was a 2-time U.S. Open champion, but I didn't realize he was a 25-time winner on the tour. He's a lot better than I thought he was. He's pretty
good, yeah.
But I still can't stand him.
1971, Ken Hawk Harrelson retires from baseball to play pro golf.
You can put on the board.
I can't stand that guy. Who won
Who
won the 1981 U.S. Open?
81. Tom Watson.
David Graham. He won a second major title, became the first Australian to win the U.S. Open.
I'm struggling with my U.S. Open trivia.
It's pathetic.
Not good.
Just kidding. 1986-1985 Heisman Trophy winner Bo Jackson signed a 3-year contract to play baseball with the Kansas City Royals.
Best athlete of all time.
I agree.
Multi-sport athlete.
Who won the 1987 U.S. Open?
Tom Kite.
Scott Simpson.
I haven't heard of these guys.
He beat Tom Watson
I've
by
heard
a
of
stroke.
Tommy. In the 90s, I might have a chance.
1987, Mike Tyson did something bad in a
Imagine
parking lot.
that.
1989, Carlton Fisk became the first AL catcher to hit, he becomes AL catcher. I'm going to read this sentence, and it makes no sense. Carlton Fisk becomes AL catcher home run hitter, 307th at Yankee Stadium. It might have been all-time.
All-time AL catcher home run hitter. That just was terrible grammar.
Yep. Who won the NBA championship on 1988 on this day?
Gonna go with one of 2 teams. Oh, no, maybe 3 teams. Ooh, now I got a third one pop in my head. Celtics, Lakers, or Pistons?
It is one of those 3.
Lakers.
Yes. Okay. They beat the Pistons.
Yep. And then the Pistons won, I think, the next 2. I think.
I don't know. 1989, Yankees traded Ricky Henderson to the A's.
He fast.
Very fast. Let's see. Who won the 1992 U.S. Open?
Tom Kite.
Tom Kite. Breaks through for his only major. He was perennial runner-up is what they called him, Tom Kite.
Louis Oosthuizen.
1997, the WNBA started on this day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
What about 98 U.S. Open?
Ooh.
This guy recovered from a 7-stroke deficit.
Oh, boy. 98 U.S. Open. I could tell you won the Masters. Oh, my gosh. 98. Oh, jeez. Mark O'Meara?
Lee Jansen. Beat Payne Stewart.
Yeah. Mark O'Meara probably didn't win the U.S. Open. I know he won a Masters. But
2015.
Uh-oh. Spieth?
Yep. Became youngest winner since 1923.
Yeah.
Beat Dustin Johnson.
Was that Chambers Bay when Dustin missed 3-putt and missed the 3-footer?
Dustin Johnson and Louis Oosthuizen by 1 stroke. That dude,
Louis, man.
That's going to do it for on this day.
Louis, I learned yesterday, grew up on a farm in South Africa. And he dropped his phone.
Yes,
I don't know what you're doing there.
Sorry.
And he bought a huge ranch, they said, down in Florida. Said, can't take the country out of the boy. Like,
Florida's as country as you can get.
Yeah.
Except you got alligators.
Got gators. You can wrestle some gators.
This episode's brought to you by the Dam Landing. Sorry, my bad. Jumped the
on this day segment is brought to you by Performa Print House. If you're looking for a trustworthy, dependable resource for your next trade show, company picnic, or sales meeting, Performa Print House has over 50 years combined experience in promotional products and commercial print. They strive for fast and efficient response to all your print needs. You need to look no further. Let them be your one-source print and promotional company by giving them a call today at 574-210-3815. Now you can do your
episode is brought to you by The Dam Landing. Whether you want an epic burger, hand-tossed pizza, hand-breaded tenderloin, seafood, craft beer, or a handcrafted cocktail, Dam Landing is the place to be. The Dam Landing is a beautiful bar and grill located on Lake Manitou that focuses on freshness and quality. The Dam Smoke is here every single weekend. It features barbecue and steaks. In addition, you can wash it down with one of their 16 beers on tap, including a constant rotation of today's best microbrews and domestic flavors, or a handcrafted cocktail made using fresh ingredients. Taking the fantastic views of Lake Manitou in their beer garden or outdoor bar area, whether it be boats or wheels, the Dam Landing is the place to be, located at 1305 Ewing Road in Rochester.
And the Tan and J-Man Show is also brought to you by Circle 15 Golf. Circle 15 Golf is a brand focused on bringing true quality products and experience to the everyday golfer like the J-Man and myself. It's built on 25 years of tour experience, featuring the Genesis glove, the most durable and comfortable glove available, and the patented Glove Hub, the first and only glove humidor on the market. Find these products and more at circle15golf.com. They got hats. I'm sporting one of their hats. They got white camo hats, black camo hats, normal camouflage hats. They got just black hats as well as the camo version. They got flex fit. They got snapback. They got sizes for any shape of head. They got small/medium. They got large/extra large. They also got the Glove Hub. They got the Genesis, like I mentioned. They got ball markers and divot repair tools. So a little bit of everything. Circle15golf.com. Made a great Father's Day gift for my father, and I'm sure many other fathers out there.
Yes, sir. NBA.
Yeah, man.
Good game last night.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah, I watched the majority of that Hawks-Sixers
I watched
games.
the end of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's about what I did too. The Hawks, man, going to the Eastern Conference Championship game.
I forgot the Hawks had made the Eastern Conference Finals in 2015.
I thought they had with like Josh Smith and
this is only their second trip to the Eastern Conference Finals ever. So they make it in 2015, then they tear it down, build it back up, and get there. So they get there twice since the process started in Philly, and Philly hasn't made the Eastern Conference Finals. Find that hilarious.
The Hawks overcame Trae Young, shooting 5 for 23 last night. But former Big Ten player Kevin Huerter.
I was watching that game last night. I'm like, if you would have told me in college this dude was going to score 20-plus in the Eastern Conference Finals.
27 points.
Game 7. I wouldn't have believed you.
He was hitting big shot after big shot, too.
Hit those free throws, ice in his veins.
What are the Sixers going to do with Ben Simmons?
He's awful.
He's terrible.
He's a liability on offense.
He can't shoot.
Won't even dunk the ball.
He refused. He had a wide open layup. Probably would have given the Sixers enough momentum to maybe even win the game.
Yep.
And he passed it to Tobias Harris.
I think they got to make some moves in the offseason, get rid of some guys. They got to break this team up a little bit. Doc Rivers, man, I think he'll still be around, but he better consider himself lucky. But Simmons, I don't know if he just doesn't work on his craft enough. Maybe he's not pushed by management and coaches enough to work on it, because he can't be that bad on offense.
He shot 4 times last night.
You can't be that bad to hesitate. You can't be you're not even, I'd argue you're almost not even second best player on your team anymore because you refuse to shoot.
He had 13 assists to only 2 turnovers.
Sure.
He's a good point guard.
Yeah.
He's been in the league 5 or 6 years now. He has to start shooting from outside.
He's number 1 overall pick.
Yeah. I don't understand why. I mean, he's a 6'10" point guard, which is rare in itself.
They released another number 1 overall pick years ago because he wouldn't shoot.
Yeah, and he's ended up being pretty good now, Markelle Fultz.
Yeah.
But, Joel Embiid's a good player. Tobias Harris is easily their second best player, in my opinion.
Curry's probably the 4th best player.
Seth Curry's a great shooter. They have some decent bench guys, but it's getting time where you have to think about you can't lose Game 7 at home.
Oh, they were getting booed at the end off the court. I saw viral videos of fans burning Simmons jerseys.
Well, that's Philadelphia.
That's a tough sports city.
The Sixers had only lost 7 games at home in the regular season.
Hawks beat them 3 times.
Where the Hawks were 16-20 on the road, and the Hawks beat them 3 times in Philadelphia.
Man, I got to give hats off to Nate McMillan.
Yeah, man.
I ripped him a lot. I still think the Pacers, for that time, made the right decision because I still think they would have been the same team with him back. But he's definitely got to retain his job with the Hawks. Yeah. I think.
He has to. He might win Eastern Conference Coach of the Year because of it.
Yeah.
The Suns are up 1-0 in the Western Conference Finals. No Chris Paul. But again,
no
Clippers
Kawhi.
have no Kawhi, so kind of evens out. And now the Hawks, as I said, are going to go play the Milwaukee Bucks, who are now the odds-on favorite to win it all.
Suns in 4?
Book it. So be the J-Man's book it prediction of the week. You can book that. The Suns in 4.
I would say put it on a shirt, but Barstool already did that. So
book it. Devin Booker is a superstar.
First triple-double of his career
40
yesterday.
points.
Came at a great time.
Stephen A. Smith called him next Kobe. That's
Pump the brakes, Stephen.
He's completely different than Kobe.
Yeah. There's never going to be another Kobe.
No.
But I think it's great for the league. Look at the 4 teams.
Love it. Parity.
I mean, Bucks haven't won in years. Suns have never won. Clippers have never won. Hawks won before the NBA was the NBA. So, yeah.
Love it.
Fantastic.
I might actually watch it now because I was getting sick of the LeBrons.
Oh, everybody was. The super teams might be dead.
I hope so. I'm so glad Brooklyn lost.
Yep.
So glad. Kevin Durant.
He couldn't do it all by himself, but he looked like Carlton off the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air with that last shot. Yeah. I thought he won it to begin with. I'm like, oh my God, he just made it to win. And then his big toe was on the line. But I'll tell you, Harris for the Nets could have built 3 houses with the bricks he was shooting.
Really? He's a good
shooter, cost him
too.
in
Joe Harris.
In Game 7. He was just bricking everything. But, yeah, and then we had an NBA trade. Kimball Walker gets traded from the Suns, along with like a first-round pick or 2 to the Thunder for Al Horford again and somebody else.
Don't see too many trades this early. It's not even the offseason yet.
They wanted to get Kimbo's contract off the books, but now they're eating one almost just as bad. Now Horford's. The lottery will be decided tomorrow night. Head coaching searches Becky Hammon and Chauncey Billups are finalists for the Blazers job. The Pacers, it looks like, are looking at Terry Stotts, Brian Shaw, and I don't remember the third one.
It was a retread.
Yeah, another one. Brian Shaw is one I could see them ending up with because he was a former Pacer assistant for years. Went to Denver for 3 years from 2013-15. Did not do well there at all. Then was an assistant for the Lakers, associate head coach actually. Steve Clifford. Then was a G League coach this past year. But right when I saw his name, I'm like, that might make a lot of sense. Yeah. He's got familiarity with the ownership and the franchise. I wouldn't be huge on it, but I'm not expected to be blown away by anybody they hire. Just is what it is.
J-Man's Book Prediction of the Week brought to you by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Travis Watchering for life. Home, auto, renters, business, workers' comp, and farm insurance. Contact Travis at 219-869-4561. His email is travis.watchering@infb.com. Who you got in the Hawks, Bucks?
Bucks and 6.
Trae Young needs to be talked about like they talk about Luka Doncic.
Yeah,
same draft. Even trade. He's a star.
Rick Carlisle's available. Speaking of Luka.
Yeah, because it sounds like they couldn't get along there.
Like the Pacers, they won't do it, but that'd be cool.
That would be cool to bring him back.
Should have never got rid of him in the first place.
I was at a game in 2004 when he got kicked out against the Nets, New Jersey Nets. Jason Kidd.
I think that was his last year there.
It was Reggie Miller's last year, his final year.
After Rick, good old Jim O'Brien came in. Then Frank Vogel took over interim, and then he was hired, and then Nate McMillan, and then Nate. Blah, 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 blah. I'm trying. Yeah, but also I'm taking the Suns in 6. Suns Bucks finals.
I'd love that.
All about it.
Me too.
Each one more finals MVP. No. Hey, he got 12 minutes yesterday.
Who's he with? Suns?
He got 12 minutes yesterday.
He scored?
I don't know. I just know because Chris Paul was out, he got a little run.
11 minutes, 0 points, 2 assists, 1 turnover, a steal.
All right.
Cool.
He's the only Purdue player still alive.
He was a -6 in the plus minus. Not ideal. But yeah. You ready for a word association?
Yeah. You want to do that before the NCAA topic?
Oh, yeah. We can talk NCAA.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Big NCAA news today. The Supreme Court unanimously ruled that the NCAA went too far in blocking some education-related aid for student-athletes, a decision that comes as college athletics struggle with the issue of how to preserve its amateur status.
Love it.
Should have been done a long time ago.
They were expecting the Supreme Court ruling to be in the Supreme Court or in the athlete's favor.
Yep.
But they thought it'd be like 6-3 or 7-2. It was a 9-0.
Nope.
In the athlete's favor.
Yeah, if the school should be able to get them laptops.
Absolutely.
Or they should be able to get postgraduate internships, things like that.
Yeah. I remember, for instance, Brandon Paul had to work, a former University of Illinois player. I remember the story. He had to work at a restaurant in the summer because they wouldn't let him just like have an internship, an unpaid internship at the school. Wouldn't even let him work in the athletic department, which I think is just asinine. The NCAA is the most corrupt organization, one of them in the U.S., and I'm so glad the Supreme Court dunked on them today.
And we don't get political on this show, but I saw a tweet that was pretty funny. It said one of the only things in America that the right party, left party, right side, left side, however you want to say it, can agree on, NCAA is full of idiots.
Yep, it's true. It's true.
Yep. So it's. I was thinking today in my head, man, like 7 years ago, I wouldn't have seen a lot of these changes coming, even though I thought they were needed. Even, a playoff, then an expansion of the playoff, and then all of this student athletes potentially getting paid, which I think they all need to.
Which this is part of it,
This
too.
is part of it. It's a step in the right direction. All this branding stuff, just so many different things. I wouldn't have seen this happen in 2014.
I agree. Now you want on this day?
Yeah. No, you mean word association.
A word association?
Yeah.
I'm all screwed up today.
It's a Monday.
So I went back the past 15 NBA champions.
Okay.
I just have a random player from each team.
All right.
Lakers from last year, Alex Caruso.
Solid.
Headband.
Yeah. I don't know much about him besides he's all a player.
Toronto Raptors, Jeremy Lin.
Linsanity, man.
That was
forgot
insane.
He was even on the Raptors.
For those 2 weeks.
The Knicks, man. It was the NBA version of Tebow Mania.
Yeah, it was. It was insane.
It took a whole part of the world over.
Golden State Warriors, JaVale McGee. Oh, JaVale.
At Indiana Pacer game, he's trying to throw an alley from half court. He trips, falls, and throws it over the backboard. It was on ESPN on the not top 10. It was classic.
Warriors, Matt Barnes.
Trying to get in a fight with Kobe.
Yep.
Act like Kobe didn't flinch at all. That guy was just a poser.
Cleveland Cavs, Anderson Varejao.
Bro, look at the hair. They sold wigs of his in the crowd. Brazilian. Good player.
Golden State Warriors, Andre Iguodala.
Underrated. I thought
Still
he was
playing
good for his whole career. Yeah. Finals MVP 1 year. Sixth man of the year, I think, multiple times. I used to love playing with him on NBA 2K11. Oh, I got buckets with that guy.
San Antonio Spurs, Boris Diaw.
Underrated defender.
He was good. He was a pretty good big guy.
Good for the Suns for many years. Just knew his role. Yeah, good role player.
Miami Heat, Mike Miller.
Clutch shooter. Horrible back. I mean, he's like crippled walking around. But, man, ever since he came out of Florida and got into the league and went to the Grizzlies and hopped around some other spots, he helped whoever he was on the Heat. He was good wherever he went, but he could barely walk at the end of his career. Now he's assistant for Memphis with Penny Hardaway.
Yeah, that's right. Miami Heat again, Norris Cole.
Cleveland State.
Yep. I remember he had a 20 rebound game. He's only 6'2".
He was on the team that beat Ohio State, right? In 2009 in the tournament?
I don't remember.
I just remember he knocked him off like 14 seed, 3 seed.
Dallas Mavericks, J.J. Barea.
Killing the Americans in the Olympics.
Yeah. Killing you on NBA 2K.
All the time. I mean, just a little pest. But he's good. Another good player. Another good role player.
Los Angeles Lakers, Jordan Farmar.
UCLA. Yep. That's a good college player.
Him and Collison and Westbrook.
Yep.
That was a good backcourt. God, man, that was a good team.
Was Ariza there?
No, he's before that.
Those teams, you can see why Holland got him to so many Final Fours and then got canned. But, good backup point guard in the pros.
Also, the Lakers, Sasha Vujacic. Remember him?
Hard name to pronounce.
Yep, clearly.
Yeah, I do. He wore like number 18. I don't remember much about him.
He's a shooter. That's all I remember. Boston Celtics, Kendrick Perkins.
Slow. There's some good memory I have of him, but I'm blanking on it right now. I think it was when he's on the Thunder.
Seems like everyone hated him.
Yeah. He said something stupid or something. He is a commentator, analyst now on one of the sports channels.
San Antonio Spurs, Bruce Bowen.
Defender.
Yeah.
Lockdown
That's what
defender.
he was there for.
Yeah, another guy. The Spurs were so great because the guys knew their roles.
They had 3 Hall of Fame level players, and then you had guys like Bruce Bowen that would lock down the best player on the other team.
Yep.
Could knock down the 3 ball as well.
Yep.
Miami Heat, Jason Capono.
UCLA sharpshooter, headband, spiked hair.
Shooter. He was like Duncan Robinson before Duncan Robinson.
I think he won a 3-point shootout one year. He was a Cavalier for a little while.
Like 6'8", didn't do anything besides shoot, but he could really stroke it.
I saw him play at Mackey Arena when he was UCLA's best player. They came in 2001 to play, or 2000. And I got to go to that game because my parents were out enjoying the Rose Bowl. So I got to go to a Christmas break Purdue-UCLA game, and nice. UCLA won because Purdue was terrible.
What year was that?
2001. So they were actually coming off the Elite Eight from 99, 2000, and they just weren't good.
Just weren't good. It's the beginning of the end.
Yep. It was towards he was starting to lose his recruits.
Yeah. So that'll do it for On This Day.
Good one. I like that one. That was fun. I already got one in mind for you next week.
I already have one in mind for you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got you one in mind from here to college football. I actually do, but we'll see if it comes to fruition. But the word association segment is brought to you by Rhett Lee, attorney at law. Rhett Lee and the law office of Andrea Key LLC are located at 206 4th Street in Logansport, Indiana. Rhett provides legal services to the people of North Central Indiana in practice criminal defense, family law, and personal injury. If you need a lawyer who cares about your results and will fight for you, give him a call today to schedule a free consultation at 574-722-2221.
Got 4 minutes left.
Yes, we do.
You have anything you want to hit on real quick?
Man, we've covered a lot tonight, all over the spectrum. I don't have any PBA bowling I want to cover. I did Ryan Lochte. He's not going to Olympics, so it looks like his career's over.
He's 36. He would have been ancient for the Olympics. But it would have been a pretty cool story.
Great career, great swimmer, overshadowed by Phelps, of course.
Yeah, if he was in a different era without Phelps, you'd consider him really one of the greats. But
did you see Justin Gatlin? 39 years old.
Still fast.
Fastest guy out there. 39. I didn't know he's 39 until the other day. I was watching the trials because Purdue's football team has a guy who runs track, Marcellus Moore. He was in the trials. Got 6th or 7th, which was 3rd fastest time in Purdue history. Or would have been if it was in a Purdue meet. But, Jeff Brom, give him the ball a little bit this year. I think he returned 1 kick last year and only got like 5 yards off of it. But he'll be a redshirt freshman.
You got to be pretty talented to return kicks.
Yeah, you do. You got to read. You got to read coverages too. It's not just about speed.
Plus, it's so much more difficult to return a punt in the college game. It seems like than it is.
I just want to return kicks. I don't know about punts because they have Jackson Anthrop, who's like 96 years old.
Just catch the ball.
You can just catch the ball. Yep. Fair catch Callaway. Yep. Birdie Bogey tonight.
Hit me with it.
Why am I forgetting his name again? Devin. I want to say Devontae. Devin Booker of the Phoenix Suns had a triple-double yesterday in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. He was the 4th player out of the Kentucky in the 2015 draft to be selected. Who were the 3 former Kentucky Wildcats who went before him?
Karl Anthony Towns.
He went number 1 to the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Did James Young go before him?
No.
Shoot. Oh. I knew James Young was there. I have no idea. I knew Karl Anthony Towns. I'm drawing a blank on who was even on the Kentucky team because that was a good
me last week when I couldn't remember wide receivers on any darn team in the NFL.
I knew Karl Anthony Towns went 1. Are the other 2 still in the league?
I believe so.
So
many Kentucky guys. I mean, I believe they're both in the league.
It's one of the Harrison brothers.
No. It's hard because Kentucky.
I know.
All those years.
They've all run together. I don't know.
Give up?
Yep.
I'm related to this guy. Willie Cauley-Stein went 6th to the Sacramento Kings.
I thought he was earlier than that.
Trey Lyles went 1 pick
Wouldn't
before
even thought of Trey Lyles. Come on, T-Dog.
I had more faith in you.
Man.
I had more faith in you, J-Man.
I think you'll get him tonight. You know I'm not going to get him.
I thought I had more faith in you.
Gun.
That's a bogey.
That's
a 2-stroke lead.
That's a 1-stroke.
1 stroke. We were tied.
Yeah, we were tied.
We were tied. That's right. Because I told you if you got it right, you'd take the lead for the first time all year. But
man, when did Devin Booker go? Because James Young went 7th.
I think he went 12th. 2015, I believe.
James Young was 17. That was a good guess. That was a better guess than the guys who were actually ahead. He went 13.
13. So then
Shoot!
Lyles was
Perfect.
at 12, but I know Cauley Stein was 6. And
Trey Lyles was a lottery pick? Man. Forgot about Willie Cauley. I think we're off the air. But hey, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll have a great week, everybody. We'll be back at it next Monday on the Tan and J-Man Show.